Welcome to Not Ready for the Farm as we explore the journey of aging. We navigate the blessings of growing older, how to age well, live fully with passion, purpose, relevancy, connection, and a good attitude. All through our laughter, our tears, our power, and of course, our changing bodies. We're not out of date. Our minds and hearts are curious, inspired, wise, and brave. With longer lifespans now, we spend more years as seniors than ever as kids. So we've got to get this right. After all, no one's getting out alive. Yes, we've got a very substantial guest today, Russ Ferguson, who is the U.S. Attorney for Western North Carolina. That's Charlotte West for the rest of the whole state, and he was recently appointed last spring.
Yeah.
And he is a pretty smart guy. And
you have lured him, because this is a drive. You have to tell people.
Right.
You have to tell the listeners who don't know our area that this is a drive, and you have convinced him to drive over here to the studio, and he has been lovely enough to agree to do it.
He did, and actually who convinced him is our associate producer, Rebecca Perillo.
Oh, well, once she asks you to do something, then you're sunk, because you're definitely going to do it.
She's great.
Yes.
And she talked to him and told him what we're doing in this Journey of Aging podcast, the Not Ready for the Farm, and he did it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But despite his better judgment. No, but I think truly he, of course cares about this topic, and he's somebody who's having to deal with the legal ramifications, right? So he's doing this as public service, and I think it's lovely that
he did
he's
a tremendous job, and he does a lot of work on this. He does forums around the state so to inform people about elder scams and the kind of scams that are going on.
Yeah.
And what you can or cannot do about them.
Right.
The discussion is how to prevent, how to pay attention what's coming down the pike. But with technology today and changes in the way people can reach you, which before, they couldn't reach you. And as you get older, you believe things when people call you, or email you, and it looks like it's a company, PayPal or whatever it might be, and it could be a scam, and they're texting us.
Well, I think the sad part is that they're so good and they're so savvy, and they are that it's people of all ages. I wish I could say that it's only older folks, but it's actually anyone who has access to technology at this point, right?
Absolutely.
So they're starting with teenagers. And it's for every single stage of life. And so, of course, they're targeting older folks because they tend to have more money. But, people shouldn't feel like this is somehow reflective of whether they're savvy or they're with it or anything. It's just, it's happening to all of us. So what can we do, and how can we reduce the likelihood that it happens, to you, me, to everybody?
Well, Russ' early career was as a federal prosecutor in the U.S. Attorney's Office in Washington, D.C. And he's now out with 100 federal prosecutors and staff working under him. He serves 32 counties, including the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians, which is the largest Native American community in the Eastern U.S. And they got a great casino out there.
Have you been?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, my brother has a place about 30 minutes from there.
Oh, I see.
In Waynesville.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I know where that is.
Yeah. So about 30 minutes past there. So when I visit, he says, hey, let's go to Cherokee.
Nice.
And we do. And it's lovely.
Uh-huh.
It's very nice. They have some nice restaurants, but that's his territory as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a bachelor's degree from Duke University, which is right here in the Triangle area.
Yep.
And his law degree is from Georgetown.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, these are high stakes. These are really premium universities. Duke particularly is high stakes, and Georgetown's a great law school.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I didn't go to either of those. I went to the University of Florida, which is the best.
Well,
undergraduate and graduate
understood.
Law school, Florida. I'm a Gator.
Go Gators.
Go Gators.
Right.
Okay, and he clerked for U.S. District Court judge in the Western District, and you can find him on LinkedIn. And at the end of our episode, you can always find him on our website.
Yes.
Check him out because he's a really, really good guy. He's considered one of the super lawyers and best lawyers in America. So he's an elite guy.
Yeah. So he's like highly competent, and he has still chosen to come and hang out with us, which we love.
Well, it raises it makes us look more credible.
I know.
When
I know.
These really smart people with credentials come and visit us.
Right.
It makes us look a little more substantial for just being a neighborhood kind of, hey, visit the neighborhood. Mr. Rogers, Miss Judy, Miss Jess.
Meanwhile, you're saying all sorts of crazy stuff.
Not me.
No, not me either.
No.
And and then these, unsuspecting guests come. So we'll definitely try and give them a hard time. We'll try and make it entertaining while talking about a very serious topic. And we will try to make it so he doesn't run screaming out of the studio.
Right.
Yeah.
Let us pray.
Let us pray.
As we say.
Yeah.
So, he's going to talk about cases he's tried in this area. And we're very excited. And we hope you will be as engaged as we are. So here is Russ Ferguson. We are delighted today to have Russ Ferguson, the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of North Carolina. That's a lot of words. Is that on your plaque on your desk?
No, it's not. Everyone just calls me Russ.
Russ.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, it's great
That's
to have you here.
Yeah, well, it's better that way, trust me.
Okay.
We're thrilled to have you, and thank you for coming all the way over from Charlotte to talk about this very important topic, which is elder scams, things that are happening to older adults and people of all ages.
Yes.
Scams and theft of all nature, given the technological world we are in right now. And with AI, it's, proliferating. All the ability to scam people.
Yes.
And it's going on. So, Russ, what is the biggest thing you're confronting right now as U.S. Attorney?
The scams and the fraud are probably it. And like you said, the internet has taken it so far, because it used to be you got the thing in the mail from the Nigerian prince or whatever, and we do have frauds where the person and they get you to invest money and all of that. Like, we still have all that. But now we have people that can sit in a foreign country where it's very, very hard to get them. They can have a local number and they can call you and pretend to be whomever they want. And it's proliferating. I mean, from 2024 to 2025, our complaints went up 43% on internet crimes. And that's the people who are doing the complaints. And I'm so happy you're doing this episode, because there are so many people that are embarrassed to even report that they've been scammed. And that's unfortunate, because the scams are so sophisticated. These are not gullible people that are getting scammed. It's everybody. It's everybody. And people say, well, we're talking about older Americans getting scammed all the time. And it is a lot of older Americans, but it's not because they're the most gullible. It's because they have the nest egg. They've built up the assets. And so these scammers are very sophisticated. They know exactly what they're doing. We're seeing North Carolina targeted because we've seen an 11% population growth in people over 60. And they know they have assets. And it's just terrifying what they could do. And they're so sophisticated and always one step ahead, it seems.
So you've been a U.S. Attorney for almost a year now, right?
Almost, yeah.
How exciting for you. What were you doing right before that?
I was in private practice for 12 years before that. I did a lot of criminal defense work, so I was on the other side of the V, but I also did some civil litigation and basically anything that got me in the courtroom, I was doing.
You like the courtroom?
I do, yeah, I do like the courtroom.
I wasn't good in the courtroom because I couldn't remember the
good.
rules.
Yeah.
Or was it that you couldn't remember, or you didn't like to follow?
Oh, I was just not a good trial lawyer. It was pathetic.
There are no good trial lawyers. There are only lawyers that think they're good trial lawyers. And you notice the most arrogant lawyers are the ones in the courtroom. And I can say that because I was one of them.
A little self-knowledge goes a long way.
Yes, it's very
People don't know how stressful it is to be a trial attorney. I mean, it's stressful.
It's very stressful.
If you're a civil litigator, you can make a lot of money and retire early. If you're a criminal, defense attorney, you may not make as much, and you still have the stress because you have people's lives and futures on the line. Yeah. And same here. You're having to go after these scam artists and try to find them. Yeah. And they're just in the wind. Mm-hmm. The percentages of recovery or convictions that you get compared to the complaints, I'm sure, is extraordinary.
Yeah.
Share some of that, the fractions.
Yeah, it's a fraction. I mean, there are so many complaints. The complaints are going up every year. And of course, we can only find so many people, and they're everywhere. So it's really hard to find a criminal in Nigeria or Saudi Arabia or Australia or wherever they may be. Now, we have had some success with that. And
really?
The federal government, I think, is particularly interested here because we do have that international scope and we're able to cross boundaries more often because these frauds are not local. So, for example, we had a case, it was a dual citizen. He had a UK citizenship and a United Arab Emirates citizenship living in Dubai. We found out who he was. He was scamming people. I think it was $4 or $5 million he had gotten. He took a trip to Spain. Spain's an extradition country with us. We picked him up, extradited him back to the United States, and convicted him here of these frauds. So we have had some luck with that. And it's kind of interesting because a lot of these scammers, they make a lot of money. I mean, we've had scammers that made $30 million off these scams. They make a lot of money. And a lot of times they're young and they're new to this money. And what do? They want to come to the United States. They want to travel places. So we've had defendants that have traveled through our airports and through international passport scan systems and cooperation. We figured out they're coming here and we've picked them up during their connection and gotten them. So we have had some success with that. Now, there are a whole lot of people we don't get. There are a lot of schemes out there. But
So this guy you picked up,
Yeah.
who went to Spain and you had the extradition. Okay, talk about the complaint. What did he do that you got your arms on the case? Okay, what type of case? And how in the world did you identify him?
Yeah, it's really tough. So that one was one guy who was doing what we call tech support scams. So he would get a virus on your computer, you'd get a pop-up. His was a little bit more sophisticated. It used to be you got the blue screen to death and it was like call to remove it. This was a little bit more sophisticated. It was an actual tech support problem that you didn't have, but you wouldn't know you didn't have it. And you'd call and they'd say, oh, well, you got a virus or you got something or something's wrong with your computer and you got to buy this software, it'll fix it, don't worry. And he sells you something else, and sometimes in small amounts. I mean, the volume is incredible. And so he was doing that. FBI has tremendous resources on this sort of thing, and the volume helps because the faster you report something, the more likely they are to be able to trace it. And what they really do, you think about the movies and you think, well, they're going to tap the phone and try to trace the phone. That does not work. It's all over the internet. They trace the money. And so they're really able to trace the money. A lot of the money nowadays, no matter what age the victim, is in cryptocurrency.
Right.
Which is remarkable.
But how does grandma going to go get how does Judy go get the cryptocurrency? I think about grandma like she's older.
And then you realize it's you.
It's me.
That's what's so amazing about these scams is they walk you through it. You could have never heard of crypto before, and they send you to these crypto ATMs that people have. You put in your credit card, it makes it crypto, and you send it off. And the person who's doing that may not even know it's crypto or what crypto is. And they do that because crypto is irreversible.
Right.
Wires, very, very hard to reverse, but we can do it. We can freeze it. There's a waiting period. Crypto, there's not. But here's the catch. Crypto is traceable. A lot of people think crypto is not traceable, but the whole point of crypto is it's a blockchain that shows everybody who's been in that blockchain. So there are very, very sophisticated people at Secret Service and FBI who can trace that. Now, the scammers are sophisticated too, and they run it through all these different wallets, and they make it very, very difficult. But we have had some success getting that money back and finding the people who are ultimately taking that money for their personal gain. And that's how we've been able to catch these folks.
So with this guy, he did it to tell the story of who he did it to.
A whole lot of people.
Oh, and you got the same track.
Yes.
Same kind of thing.
Yes, and that's what really helps. I mean, they're the big scams that take a ton of money. We had one just a couple weeks ago. The person lost $3 million investment scam. I don't know that we'll ever recover that money. I certainly hope we will. I don't know. It's another one where they didn't report it right away. But the little scams are a little bit easier just because we have more data points and more to trace and more to do. It's more likely the scammer's going to make a mistake somewhere. And that's why the FBI has this IC3 online reporting system. You can also call 833-411 and report it. And it kind of aggregates everything so they can see patterns and try to catch people. So to some extent, you're kind of lucky as a victim if they catch your scammer, but it's kind of everybody working together. And that's key because they're scamming people in Canada, in Mexico, in the UK, in Wyoming, in North Carolina. It's everywhere.
So was this guy operating on his own, or did he have a network of people he worked with?
So increasingly, these scams operate like real businesses. And I'm talking big, sophisticated businesses. They have HR departments, they have huge staffs, they have call centers. I mean, I've seen pictures of the real estate where they do these call centers in India and places like this, where they have these things. They are very sophisticated. It is not a guy on the phone calling people trying to make a couple extra bucks.
They have an HR department.
They have an HR department. They'll have a tech department, for all their IT needs. I mean, it is like a Fortune 500 enterprise sometimes. And the one we're talking about, the guy in the UK, he got $31.2 million from that. And he'll tell you he had overhead because he's got to pay the HR department.
Well, right. You've got some staff. Yeah, absolutely.
But a lot of people are making money on this.
So you brought him back to Charlotte?
Yes.
And you tried. How long did he sit in jail before trial?
He pled guilty, and I don't know how long it was. It was a matter of months, not years, before he pled guilty. Those cases do take a while because, as you know, as a lawyer, the defense gets all the discovery and all that, and it's very complex in these cases because they get all the blockchain analysis, all the financial documents. I mean, they've got to look through that for the defenses. And I had these cases on the defense side, and it's impossible.
Did you ever defend any of these?
I did. I defended a guy from India who was caught up in one of these. He pled guilty also, young guy who was low level in one of these enterprises. They got him in and had him making phone calls and doing things and switching money around and all of that. And he played a very minor role in that and was kind of in a culture where it wasn't really wrong. People saw it as a way to kind of lift yourself up by your bootstraps and go. And he was a young guy going out to the clubs at night, wanted to be a little more attractive to the women, have a little extra money in his pocket, and got caught up in that. And,
well, also, if you're in a company with the damn HR department, it feels legit, right?
Yes.
Like it feels like I'm just going to work.
It does.
As opposed to I'm in this, whatever. Like it's like I'm in some criminal enterprise.
Right.
It does. And this poor guy, I represented him, so I'm obviously biased in his favor, but he came in and said, I want to make this right. And he sat down with the government and said, let me show you how this one works and how they do it and on all these things. And
that's what I was wondering is obviously you want to just learn from that guy, right?
Absolutely.
Like that guy should not be the target of some major, you want to figure out from him how you get the higher guys. Yeah.
Yes. Which is still hard.
And some of these guys who plead, obviously for a reduced sentence to cooperate, they teach you, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And that's how you're learning.
They teach you not only the methods, but the people. They can identify these folks. And, the Secret Service, it was a Secret Service case, would have calls where these people had either called people. There was one where they had called a local police department to try to unfreeze some money. I mean, they're very, very bold because they're halfway across the world.
Right.
Yeah.
But these cooperators can say, oh, I recognize that voice. That's so-and-so or whatever. So investigatively, you make leaps and bounds.
So you have people overseas, too, who can identify. Yes. So if they're moving or out of their area to another country where you can pick them up.
We try. They move very, very, very quickly. And so we try. Certainly if it's someone at the very top, we put a lot of resources into that. Yeah. But there's so many people working for these companies, these scams, that it's very, very difficult to do. Fortunately, technology helps us too. We know when someone scans their passport on the way to another country, we can get flags and things like that and see these people moving around. Sometimes we get false flags. I'll get a call in the middle of the night, say, we got a big criminal coming through Charlotte. He happens to be connecting through here. Get everybody up. And it's not. It's somebody else. So, it's not a perfect system, but it's certainly better than it used to be.
It's how you just prevented recently at Christmas time.
Yes.
You prevented, tell us about that too, because you were involved with, I saw you on CNN.
Yes. So that was a very interesting case. It was an 18-year-old kid who had been radicalized and was online making TikTok videos and was telling people that he wanted to do jihad, as he put it, and had this plan to do it. And fortunately, and I think this should make you feel better and sleep better at night, he encountered not one undercover agent, but two in his quest on the internet to buy weapons, get plans, talk this out. He encountered an NYPD officer and an FBI agent in New York and Atlanta. So that was nice. And the
we
FBI,
like that.
Yeah, it should make you feel good that this guy was, I think, going to do harm. Like he had planned it. He had everything. He had figured it out. He had just turned 18. He had done some stuff as a juvenile, we think. Of course, none of that's public, so we don't really know. But it was amazing because the FBI put a ton of resources into that. I mean, you think about a New Year's Eve attack. Why is he focusing on New Year's Eve? Well, on New Year's Eve, the American way of life is in full display, right? We're all tooting horns and having this wonderful time. And he was going to go into a grocery store and with knives and hammers and kill as many people and harm as many people as he could, which was terrifying for me because if he did it a day early, he'd be up the creek. So FBI literally sat at the end of his street 24/7 over Christmas Day, on New Year's Eve. Every day they were out there making sure if he left, they followed him. And he did leave. And he went to the grocery store and he went to the bathroom by himself. And as soon as he got out, they went in and swept the bathroom to make sure there were no explosives or anything in there. I mean, they did tremendous work. And fortunately, we were able to foil this thing. And the most remarkable part about it to me, and he had written a manifesto and had all this stuff. He had weapons under his bed. And his plan was to harm as many people as he could until a police officer shot him. And that's the most terrifying part to me, because even if he was unsuccessful, I mean, say there was some strong guy in the grocery store who got him or whatever, even if he was unsuccessful, he was going to fight until a law enforcement officer came into a crowded grocery store and shot him. And can you imagine being in the grocery store when law enforcement has to shoot somebody? I mean, that's just as terrifying as the terrorist attack. So it keeps me up at night. But we got him, and we got him before it happened. So thankfully,
were you the prosecutor on that?
So. Well, it's very early stages of the case, so we've charged him by complaint. We will still have to indict him. There's a long process in federal
He's
court.
in jail.
So he is in jail.
He's off the streets.
Yes, thankfully.
So a lot of these scammers aren't off the streets.
No.
And they're just continuing to do it until either they get caught or they go to the next level, like enhance the scam.
Yes, that happens all the time.
Really? Give us an example.
So we had a case, and this is a sad case. It was an older woman who first was scammed by a romance scam. So you get those texts all the time, say, how are you, or whatever. That's someone who's probably trying to get you a romance.
Hello.
Hello, yeah, hello.
On my text, hello.
What do you say back?
I say,
I can't imagine your conversation.
You don't want to know what I say back.
Right.
I do actually.
Okay.
We all kind of do, but we also know that we don't. Yeah.
And then I block
Be a different
them.
show.
Yeah, exactly. What I do, if somebody calls me and doesn't leave a voicemail,
Yes.
I block them. I just block them. Or if they leave a voicemail that's, call us because your account has been frozen. Well, that may be true, but probably not.
Well,
and
that's what everyone should be doing, because that's what we see all the time, especially in people over 60s. They grew up in a time before caller ID, you trusted people, it was rude to hang up on people, and so they kind of they answer the phone, which younger people don't answer the phone nowadays.
I'm a younger person.
Yeah.
I don't answer the phone.
You shouldn't.
No, I don't.
They answer the phone.
If I don't see the name, who it is,
you shouldn't.
And they don't leave a message,
don't do it. You shouldn't.
I'll never hear from them again.
Judy is very hip.
So I can tell. I can tell. But
she's
but that's good
leading
advice
the
for
way.
everyone.
It
Don't
is.
answer the
It
phone.
There's a
absolutely
guy at the
is.
Chamber of Commerce. I'm on the board, as you are, of the Chamber. We were having drinks. It was a social. And I was talking about the podcast. And I said to him, I was a little lit up, okay? I said, you don't know how fucking cool I am. And that became his slogan. He said, Judester, that's what you need to have as your slogan for the podcast. You don't know how fucking cool I am.
I like that a lot.
I said, I can't say that.
You can put that in the promo.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
I think the next iteration of
There you
mugs,
go.
Rather than
which you can buy on the website.
You can put it on the bottom, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
So when you drink it, everyone sees it. Yeah.
Right. Oh, you're right. You don't have, or it could say, you don't know
Marketing genius.
You don't know how fucking cool she is.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Listener, if you like, I've warned everybody that I have to do this once per episode. Okay. This is our mug. This is a not ready for the farm. I had to read it to remember it.
It's a senior
I'm
moment.
aging
That's okay.
in place, right?
You're aging in
Aging
place.
brain.
Yeah.
And on the other side, we have a little picture and a saying that says, be grateful. If you aren't aging, you be dead.
Yeah.
And,
Hard to argue with.
And we gave Russ one.
Thank you so much. I love it.
You love it?
I absolutely
How
love
much
it.
do you love it?
What's the scale?
Whatever you need.
See, I'm a lawyer. I'm going to say 10, and you're going to say the scale's out of 100. So
No,
it's
I'm
the
not.
top.
Right.
I love
This
it.
is not a negotiation or an arbitration.
making sure.
You can go for it.
How many stars out of 5?
5 stars.
Yep.
Absolutely. I'm going to put it on my desk at work.
Thank you. Really, you are, aren't
Yes,
you?
I am.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm going to put it out like this, so everyone who comes
That
in.
is so cute.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
It's going to be great.
Well, we got these because we thought it'd be fun. You got to have swag.
Right.
do
You
have to have
know,
swag.
and so we did mugs. I don't know what we'll do next, but we're having fun with these. And
Well, I think if people want it to say, you don't know how fucking cool she is on the bottom, they should email in, they can comment. But I really think if people need that in their lives, they should have an opportunity to advocate for it.
Maybe you can write it on the bottom and sign these for
Sign
people.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Oh
Well,
my God. Where have you been?
I wouldn't even charge for that just to have it on there.
That's right.
That's a freebie?
Yeah, it would be a freebie. No, I don't know how much they cost, but go to our website. There'll be something there. And on our website.
It's not a scam.
It's not a scam. And Russ will have all kinds of information about Russ and his scam jams and information he gives out.
Thank you.
You do these every year, and you're really trying to educate and inform people to prepare them ahead of time.
We do as much of that as we can, because I mean we could prosecute these cases, which takes a tremendous amount of resources, and like we said, it's a fraction of what's happening. But if we can prevent the scams from happening, that's way better. We can have people keep their money, we can get the scammers out of business, and we can make people not be victims of it, and they can go on and do their next thing.
I mean, people lose they don't feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
They feel stupid.
Yeah.
Okay. They feel ashamed.
Yep.
And sometimes their bank account is seriously drained.
Seriously.
And so their life has changed. And we're hoping that our talk with you today, and we have a talk with Amy Knofziger from AARP on her end of the hotline at AARP for the scams to report. Everybody's doing their part. You're on the prosecution end, but you're also on the education end.
For sure. Sure. And we're so thankful to AARP, because if you feel more comfortable calling them, call them. I mean, the number one thing I want people to take from this is if you get scammed and you realize it, call someone right away.
Yeah.
I mean, people are ashamed. You should not be. Anybody could fall for these scams, and they get more sophisticated by the day. So you probably got the newest one when you lose money, but call. But I started to tell you, we had a case, very sad case. We had a lady who started with a romance scam. So got into a romance scam, thought this person was real.
What did that look like? Talking about the romance scam, I want to hear this.
Yeah, so the romance scams are huge.
I may be in one and not know it.
That's exactly what happens. That's not a joke. That's exactly what happens.
Just in case.
Are you in a relationship right now with someone that you've never met?
That's a very personal question.
Well, I'm just checking on you.
It's more than one.
That's the problem. She's trying to count them up in her mind.
One?
Which one? There's my pillow. There's the online, guy from tech services.
Oh,
I don't know.
That's the guy
that we're worried about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So romance scams usually start by text message, but not necessarily. We've seen them start by phone calls, emails, online chats, Facebook, whatever. And this one, they started a conversation. These people are very, very good at what they do. And you read a lot of times they prey on the lonely. I don't think that at all. They really, anybody would feel for this. They know how to hook your emotions. They get you into this. They usually say they want to come visit or they need money for some reason. And usually it starts with a small amount. I need $100 because I haven't gotten this check in this month or whatever, and it kind of grows. And the woman I'm talking about fell for that romance scam for a long period of time, and the same group of scammers, once she fell for that, said, well, let's try some other ones. And they came back and did an email compromise scam where they emailed her pretending to be someone else. They came back and did a tech support scam where they had tech support. They scam after scam after scam. She finally reported this, and even when she reported it, and the FBI said, okay, this is a scam, this is a scam, this is a scam. They said, your romance is a scam. And she would not believe it. She said, all these things are scams, but that is not. And whatever his name was, or he's posing as, he is real and he is coming, and wouldn't believe them. I mean, that's how deep they
pictures, they share pictures.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's not him.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be anybody.
It could be anybody, yeah. It could be anybody. It doesn't even have to be a male. I mean, it could be absolutely anybody. It could be a computer. But it absolutely happens, and people fall for it and lose a lot of money. And those scams are so good because people don't realize they're in it for so long. And like I keep saying, you got to report it fast. Like, we've recovered money for people, but we got to know fast because that money is gone as quick as it comes. And so these romance scams, by the time you realize what's going on, you're sometime a year, 2 years.
You've given a lot of money over a lot of time.
A lot of time.
Now, so this one progressed, this particular one, into subsequent scams. So talk about those.
Yeah, so they, and it's the same group of scammers, we believe, who just kept doing the same different iterations of scams. So the next thing she would do, she got an email, and I forget what it was, but I think it was pretending to be her bank or something. It said, you owe this fee, click here, and she sends money to the bank. Well, that's the scammers. And then I think there was an IRS one where the IRS calls and says, oh, you miscalculated, you owe us an extra $2,000, fix this or whatever. And then the worst one is they call you, and of course she doesn't know these are related. They call you pretending to be law enforcement. And we've had this happen to people where they are not just posing as law enforcement, but as specific law enforcement. Or if you Google them, you find their LinkedIn page.
They exist.
Yeah, exist. They're a real person. Now that's not the person on the phone, but if you're like, you look up, maybe this is the Anson County Deputy Sheriff Jones, and you look up and it's like Anson County Deputy Sheriff Jones Special Investigations. So terrifying. And what they do is they say, you're freaked out. You say, I didn't do it. Like this, you must have the wrong person. They say, okay, we believe you. If you'll just take the money and put it in our suspense account, like a government suspense account, we'll hold it there. We'll figure this out, and we figure out you're not the person, we'll send it back to you. And most people feel that wave of relief that they're not being picked up to go to jail. They send the money. And once you send the money, of course, you're never getting it back. So she had that scam. And just different scams like that until she eventually figured out. I think in that case, she told her son. And it's not, people, I always say, call a family member before you ever send money. It's not because they're younger. It's just sometimes that reality check, there's two parts of your brain. There's the decision-making one we use all day, and there's the fight or flight part. And they are very good at getting the fight or flight part activated. They have you scared. They have you excited. We have these lottery scams where you won $10 million, but you got to pay $1,000 in taxes to get it out. People are excited. They have you zoned in. They don't let you pause. And they're very good at keeping you on that. And on the law enforcement ones, they say, if you hang up the phone, we're sending a deputy out. They terrify you. And so you've got to train yourself to pause, to talk to somebody. If you're going to send money to anybody, run it by someone. I mean, I tell people, if you're paying your power bill, call a sibling and say, should I be paying my power bill?
Right.
I bet say, yes, pay your power bill.
I bet at this point, you're like literally anytime you pay anything, just check with somebody first.
Because if the power company calls you and says you're overdoing your power bill, call it. I would say no. Hang up the phone, get your power bill, call the number on that.
Yeah.
Right.
And verify that amount. And if people do that, we'd solve a lot of claims. If you flip over your credit card, call them back. The worst ones to me are they use AI now to imitate your child, grandchild, niece, nephew, and they call you in a panic, in trouble. And I could tell you if that happened to me, and my niece called, whatever, she could say, I just murdered someone, I'm in jail, I need bail money. I'd say, okay, where's
You'd be going to the crypto ATM and pulling out all the...
Absolutely.
Of course.
And that's the one, like when I say talk to your family members about this, be specific. Like, don't just say there's scams out there, be careful. Like, you've got to know when you hear from your grandchild, it may not be them, because anyone's going to fall for that. Anybody.
Yeah.
But if you can hang up the phone, and it'll come from their phone number, like it'll pop up. But if you can hang up the phone and call them back, and they're going to answer and say, I'm playing Xbox, what are you doing? All right, we're good. I just got to skip.
If you can't, if you take the time and do that.
If you think about it.
And stop and just do some due diligence.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you get these pop-ups on your computer that says, okay, everything's going to explode now on your computer unless you order this software right now or pay for this and we renew. You don't, some people don't even know they had that software and they probably don't have that software.
They may not.
No, they don't. And that's the toughest one because they do have control of your computer to do that.
I've done that. I've paid.
Have you?
Yeah, a long time ago before I was sophisticated.
How much did you have to pay?
$39, $49, some kind of thing like that to order. Wasn't a lot.
And it was all on the screen. You didn't have to call anybody.
Right.
Isn't that remarkable?
It is.
Remarkable.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've definitely bought things off of Instagram that are junk, right?
Oh, me too.
That in itself, like, I just think everybody has been scammed in some way.
Oh,
and
for sure.
so, just treating it like it's normal that we're all susceptible.
Oh. Have you ever ordered something that never came?
Of course.
That's a scam. I mean, I've seen a great deal on something. I mean, like, I better press this button right now, limited time. I got to get it. Perfect Christmas present.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, it never
comes, and
29
you forgot about
right.
it.
And they're going fast.
I'm going to be one of those 29.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then, either you realize too late or you totally forget that you even ordered it.
Oh, that happens all the time.
All the time.
It's Christmas time. How much stuff do you order? I mean, I literally had family members unwrapping gifts. I didn't know what was in the wrapping paper because I had lost track of all this stuff.
Of course. No, we're all...
You're ordering on Amazon or somewhere
every
by
minute.
mail because you have no time.
You have no time. You see it. You're like, that's perfect. Click. Before I forget, let's
wrap
do it.
Put a label, hello, love you,
Right.
Merry Christmas. And you go, who's it from? Oh, it's from Russ.
Yeah.
Okay. Russ goes, yeah, do you love it? I picked it myself.
Exactly. What is it?
I have great taste.
Yeah, exactly. I saw it and I thought of you. What is it?
What could it possibly be? Yep. But that's, we're all in this, we're busy, things are convenient.
So yes.
And so we're all susceptible. And so I think like you're saying, like, don't be ashamed to call, and don't be ashamed to report, and also don't hesitate to check it out if you get a weird feeling about something, or you're just getting so excited about it that it might.
Yeah. Well, and life's gotten so easy. I mean, it's so easy to spend money now. I mean, if we went to lunch, I could Venmo you in 2 seconons. So, press a button. I can buy something on Amazon, literally one button. I'd be happy to.
Okay.
Maybe for another month.
For another month?
Yeah.
We'll negotiate. Okay. It's on the table.
You guys are like, oh my God, watching the lawyers negotiate lunch is really wild. Like,
to get something out of it.
Yeah.
Right. You're like, well, how many mugs?
Okay, we can do another mug for lunch.
Will you sign the bottom with profanity?
Yes. I do want you to sign my mug.
Oh, you're so cute. Yeah. Then you'll never wash it.
Well, you thought I was going to wash it.
You made assumptions.
Yeah, you should see my
those
office.
U.S. attorneys, they got no cleanliness.
So true.
I tell you what, they're federal government people working, got a real job. Okay.
Kind of.
You do. You have a real job here.
You do have a real job.
You do, man.
We don't know how you ended up here because you have a real job.
This is the best part of it.
You find
you're
yourself
over in Charlotte and you're driving back. Yeah, you're really working today.
That's right. That's right.
You're on the clock.
That's right.
Oh, boy. You said something at the World Elder Abuse Awareness Day walk in Charlotte in June. And you said something that I thought was really meaningful.
Oh, thank you.
And I want to quote it. I'm going to read it.
I was worried about what was coming. So.
Well, I didn't memorize it like I had to,
You had to look like, are you about to open a gift that I don't remember what I got you?
Well, you said, I'm like, oh boy.
You're like, what did I say?
Elder abuse, neglect, or exploitation affects too many older adults in our communities. Sadly, crimes against the elderly often go unreported. That's why it's important to raise awareness about what financial, physical, or emotional abuse looks like and how to seek help. And that nails it right there.
It's amazing how many people don't know how to report it.
Of course.
And quite frankly, some of these, if you call 911 and say something popped up on my computer, they'll say, we'll fill out a report, but what are they going to do? I mean, the guys across the world or whatever, and that's why it's important to know 833-FRAUD-11. Call 833-FRAUD-11, and they will navigate you from there.
Now, who is that number? Is that FBI?
That is FBI, yes.
I'm
fraud
afraid
hotline.
to call the FBI because then they'll have my number pop up and they'll go, oh, let's go find her. I'm so under the radar. You know what I mean? I'm doing this podcast.
I could do a whole hour on this.
High risk.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm just saying. It's like witness protection. What good was this when you do a podcast?
Well, you're also telling the U.S. attorney.
Right.
So.
Tell me more.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. This is actually just a confession.
Yeah.
We brought you here.
I love it.
Yeah.
Here.
The criminals come to you now.
Oh my God.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
I could get used to this.
Right.
That get them coming to you.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
They're all around you.
Yeah, they are.
And everywhere. You just don't know.
Well, that's not. We had a case recently. I don't mean to make this all about our cases, but it's so funny you say that.
Cases.
Yeah, we love that.
We love that.
It's just so funny because we're talking about these people being in halfway across the world in India, Nigeria, and all this stuff. But we had a case very recently. The victims went to church with the person, and he got to know these people, and it was basically a Ponzi scheme. They invested with him, and how you would figure out this is a scam, I have no idea. These people would get statements showing they're making money.
Yeah.
And you put your money in there to leave it. That's what you do. But it was a Ponzi scheme. He was paying out other investors of people's money and took millions and millions of dollars from people he knew.
I have a great story about this.
I have
I have a wild story about
I have
this.
an even better,
No.
wilder.
Nope.
Because my guy's in prison now.
So is mine.
Okay.
Oh, well, let's hear it.
Well, how much did your guy take?
Oh, tens of millions. Many
okay.
millions.
My guy took, and his boss dropped dead of a heart attack when the FBI and SEC and whoever came in.
Well,
and then,
good for
and then
him. He did everybody a solid.
But then he got, he got convicted for it, and a lot of people lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's big money.
Life savings. I mean, it was a huge thing in Northern California.
It's big money.
Mine was, okay.
Yours too? Maybe it was the same one. You never know.
Is his name Gordon Grigg?
No, but I would not repeat my guy's name on the air.
Well, he's not my guy. I'm not. I just said I had a story. I didn't say that I was.
You know a scammer?
Well, this is a very weird story.
Okay.
So, I have an aunt who lived in Northern California. She was originally from Serbia. Her niece, who was her best friend's daughter, so not related, but we used to go all the time to visit my family, and this niece was around, and she and I did not get along. We were just not people. Like, it happens. And so, I would go, as we, became adults, I would go out there and hear about what she was doing. And she had moved to Nashville because she wanted to be a pop star. And so she'd found this agent who had told her, like, I'll represent you. I represent major athletes. I represent country western stars. Like, I do this, I do that, right? So, of course, she ends up dating him. He's got a wife and kids, of course. He's bringing her around because he also is on Good Morning Nashville talking about investing, and he's, helping people with investments. So he's going around and bringing the niece with him and saying that she's a Eastern European pop star that he represents, and she's putting on an accent. And so he defrauded all these people of their money, and he would give them statements. He had P.O. boxes in states all over the place. And he was finally caught.
These people, like this scammer, imagine if he just applied those same skills to something lawful. He'd probably be he got on TV, he got all this stuff.
For sure.
He
could have done a lot of, there's a lot of capacity there, not being used for good.
Being used for good, right.
Sure.
You put him in jail.
Well, not this guy, but.
But the romance scam and then all the other scams, how did you finally find this person?
So those we have not found. That is a victim that came to us, and it's a story I like to tell because of how it unfolded, and we have not been able to locate those people, which is unfortunately often the case. We put a whole lot of resources in trying to find these people, but every time you find one, that community figure out how you did it, and they get more sophisticated. I mean, when they figured out we could trace the crypto back, now crypto goes to 10 wallets and then goes back to 1 and then goes to 12. It's just they're always one step ahead.
Very innovative.
Very innovative.
Yeah.
Very innovative. Just like Mr. B or whatever we're calling him.
Right.
Now, you had a case recently against Patel. There are a lot of Patels, so I'm not identifying anybody, and it is public records. The government official imposter scam, posting as a federal agent. Tell us about that.
Yes, so Patel's super interesting. He is an Indian national, but he was living in Waxhaw, North Carolina. So this is not what we're talking about where he's halfway across the world. He was right here doing this. And he was doing what we were talking about, where he calls up, pretends to be a law enforcement agent, says, I'm calling from, I think that's Union County Sheriff's Office, so we got a warrant out for your arrest, which, in North Carolina does happen sometimes. Like, it's not hard to get a warrant. Like, you can have an accidental warrant in the system. It does happen, which makes it even more terrifying. And they say, we're coming to pick you up. And naturally, the victim said, well, whoa, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And they say, all right, well, if you're going to pay, if you pay a $2,500 fine, I'm making the number up, but we'll call it even or whatever. And so people would send money, or, and this is the more terrifying thing I was talking about earlier, people who even adamantly, like, absolutely have the wrong person, it's not me. They'll say, all right, well, we've heard that you defrauded Judy out of $20,000. Just put the $20,000 into our government suspense account. We'll hold it. We'll figure out what happened. And when your name's cleared, we'll return it back to you. And of course, that $20,000 is
now gone.
And people do this. People fall for it.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't fall for that. But
I might. I mean,
really?
I mean, listen, I've been in some county prisons in North Carolina, and that is not a place I want to be. And if someone called and threatened me with that, and my heart starts pumping, and they're saying stuff they know about me, and I think they have the wrong person, and get that fight or flight going, it's not falling for, like, they're not outsmarting you. They're really taking advantage of your, like, biological systems. And I could see myself falling for that, absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
The follow-up question is, what were you doing in prison?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I visit a lot of prisons in my job. I visit a lot of prisons, and our inmates. Everyone thinks they're in federal prisons everywhere, but really before trial, our inmates that are detained are largely held in county prisons around the state. And so I go check out those prisons and make sure they're up to federal standards. I meet with sheriffs. They often want to show me their prisons, and a lot of them are using federal money and investing it in different things. So I like to see how that's working. So I've walked through a a number of jails and prisons in our state, and they are not a place you want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you? Have you ever been inside of a prison or a jail?
Yes, but I've never been.
Not incarcerated,
Right.
but
I have
visited?
never personally. Yes, absolutely, I have
Really?
been. Yeah. Well, I've been in the Orange County jail. You know, I have visited to tour it. When I was growing up, I actually had a friend who I worked with who ended up in jail, and I went to go visit him in like a holding detention facility. It's grim.
That's rough.
It's real rough. Yeah, it's not a place that anybody would recommend.
There's the lottery scheme.
Yes.
Talk about that. And you prosecuted, you found somebody and were able to prosecute that.
We did, yes. The lottery scams, they call you, they say you've won a big lottery winning, you get really excited. It's usually a very large, life-changing number. Not always. Sometimes it's just enough that you maybe wouldn't kind of think something's up. But you have to pay some small amount to get it, either a transaction fee or a tax or something like that. And the funny thing about these scams is it's more complex than that. It's not send us $1,000, we'll send you 10 million. It's well, send us the $60 and we'll send us this form, but they get you invested. So you've spent some money, and once you're like, well, I've already spent $1,000, like if they need another 500, I might as well see where it goes. And so they really get people on the hook.
It's a common thing to get you hooked into it. So these, the lottery scam, how do we advise our listeners and help them understand what to look out for? What are the big red flags as you see them?
Yeah, and it's really hard to do that. This is not a thing, and people love to say, well, if people are just looking out for this, this, and this, they'd be good. But you can't say that, because by the time I get back to my car, they're going to come up with something else that I didn't tell you about here. And so as soon as we catch one and people start catching it and stop falling for it, they're on to the next thing. And so I think the best thing you can do is just take a pause whenever you're making a decision, whenever you're sending money, and talk to someone. Talk to your family. And you know what we see with older Americans, it's so sad, is they often don't want to report it because they're afraid their kids will say, oh, grandma's lost it. We need to put her in the home or get her care or whatever. And they don't want to lose their lifestyle over falling for this scam that their kids would have fallen for too.
Totally.
And so I think part of it is talking to your family and saying, this happens to everyone. It's okay. Let's all tell each other if it happens. Like no shit. Like
we're going to normalize it.
Yeah, normalize it. Talk about it. Make it a known thing, and then just pause. When my dad was alive, he got an IRS scam. They called, and he had a small business. They said, you owe $10,000. Totally believable. I mean, the IRS code, you could miss something or whatever. And he was on his cell phone. He's one of those that answers the phone all the time. And you know what he did? He drove to his CPA's office and walked in and handed the phone to his CPA.
Amazing.
And that ended it. CPA said, no, this is a scam.
Yeah.
Hang up the phone. You know, but it's so if you could just get someone else in the conversation anytime, even if you know it's not a scam, I think it will help a lot. Talk about it around the dinner table. Say these things are happening. Very smart people are falling for it. I hate to use the word falling for it. I mean, they're psychologists. Like they get in your brain.
Right.
It's not like they're outsmarting you. They're not smarting you. They are tricking you. They're lying to you. And so I think, like you said, normalizing it, talking about it, taking a beat. That's all you can really do.
Also, it sounds like the more people report, the more chance there is that you can do something.
100%. And the faster people report.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wire money, I mean, when I was a private practice, I had a client, and we had a case here at UNC. There was a huge contractor. They were building a big academic building at UNC. I'm sure you know about this. And the contractor was whatever it was, call it Not Ready for the Farm LLC or whatever. And it, $60 million contract. And the CFO at UNC got an email saying, well, you owe your next installment. It's $1.9 million from Not Ready for the Farm LLB or, whatever.
Yeah.
And they sent the money because, there's just all this money going through all the time.
All the time.
Not a scam you prepare for. It's just always something. And so, but if you report that immediately, we have gotten wires reversed, and we have good relationships with the banks.
Really? Okay.
Very good.
It's tough, but you can get a wire
It's
reversed.
very, very tough. We can get a wire reversed, especially if you act very quickly.
Right.
And a lot of times the bank will hold wires for a number of hours or a day or so if they think it's suspicious. But a lot of times they don't have time for legal process to play out. But the FBI and the Secret Service have such good relationships with the banks. They can call Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Truist, whatever it is, and say, this one we had a report.
Can you hold it for a minute?
Yes, and they will hold it for a minute. And so that is very helpful. So the faster you can call, the better.
Well, one time somebody was on and I actually called the number. There was something that I needed to renew or whatever on my computer years ago. And I said, I think this is a scam. So do you mind holding on? I'm going to get the FBI on my other line. I'm gonna, and they were gone.
Right.
Yeah. That's very smart.
Whenever you ask for more information or you say like, oh, well, why don't I call you back so I can make sure that you are who you say you are, then that kind of weeds out some folks, right?
And they're on to the next person. I mean,
totally.
That's very good advice. If you can get them on the hook. And if you say to them, if it's a power company or whatever, you say, I'm sorry, can I hang up and just call you right back? It's amazing how many scams that stops because they're calling from a spoof number. They don't really want, you're going to call the power company. There's no scam.
And the real power company is going to say,
yes.
of course, please do.
And that's a huge way to know a scam. If they don't want you calling them back, that's a big problem.
Yeah, I mean, I get texts, I get Amazon ones, I get, delivery ones.
The shipping ones,
The shipping ones.
We all get them. It's just knowing to be aware, to stop and think about it. And the takeaways from this, we're going to take away, our listeners are going to take away, pause, stop, think, verify.
Yes.
And try to think first, this could be a scam.
Yes.
Okay.
You can always take 10 minutes, is what I always say. Even if the sheriff is like, we're on their way to your house, if you say, I'm going to hang up and just call 911 and verify this, they're going to hang up the phone.
There's a friend that went out and bought an $86,000 cashier's check. And she went all the way to the bank to get it, and they stopped it.
Oh, wow.
And she is a smart woman. And she bought it all the way she got the cashier's check, and the bank stopped it.
That's amazing. They're not preying on dumb people. They're preying on people with money. And it's not people with a lot of money all the time. I mean, sometimes these scams are $100 at a time. Sometimes they're $1 million at a time, but they are not trying to find stupid people. They're trying to find people with money.
So some takeaways, red flags, suggestions for our listeners.
Yeah, so everything can wait 10 minutes, I think is the best thing. No matter what situation you're in, it's hard to think of one that can't wait 10 minutes. And if you can tell yourself that, it gives you the pause to activate the right part of your brain or to call someone else and do it. So wait those 10 minutes. The other thing is be careful about your sending money. Whenever you're sending money, and it's crazy to me. I mean, it seems crazy when you say it, that the sheriff called and I went and got iTunes gift cards at 7-Eleven to send to him. That happens all the time, like when you're in the heat of the moment. But if you can just kind of think about how you're sending money and why you're sending money, I think we might catch some of this. And then know whenever you're scared to think about it. I mean, if AI is calling and you think your daughter is on the phone and you're going to do anything, you've got to realize how sophisticated that technology is. And whenever you're scared, think, can I hang up the phone and call back? You've just got to somehow build in your brain that 10 minutes, which is not to say everyone's going to get scammed. Like there's no really avoiding it all, but I think we can avoid a lot of it if people just stay aware of it.
Just don't spend any money.
Well, that's one way to do it.
Just don't spend money. Sit home, clip your coupons, and don't spend any money.
With them. Yeah.
What are you using the coupons for?
I told the story. I ordered Uber Eats and, from around the corner. They brought dinner. And the next day there was a charge on the same credit card, Uber Eats delivery, for some toilet paper from Walmart. Well, I don't order toilet paper, and certainly not that brand, and not from a Walmart, I pick my toilet paper up at Costco. I take the huge shopping carts. I know I didn't order it. Okay, and I got charged, and it was PayPal. Yeah. And they denied my I'm going to appeal it. But as I've said before, it cost me $30. Yeah. My time to appeal it after already making the claim is frustrating. But
you're helping other people because they probably got $30 from 1,000 people. They got $30,000.
But they didn't get the toilet paper. They delivered it to my address. So they got nothing other than the tip.
Thank goodness for that part of the story.
But the point is, there are some very small scams, and for that very reason, no one's going to report a $30 scam. It's not worth going through the effort, but they're going to be on to the next person. So report it, and let's get that stopped. At least get their account closed.
How many billions of dollars would you say in the United States annually are scammed that are reported versus what isn't reported?
It is, so investment fraud is $6.5 million, which is just, a fraction of the fraud. Of that 6.5 million, 5 million is people over the age of 5 billion is people over the age of 60 because they have most of the money. But the losses are far, far more than that. It is in the hundreds of billions of dollars, and that's what's reported, because most people don't report these scams. I mean, if you add up all the $30 and the people who don't know they've been scammed, which absolutely happens, or the people that have been through 3 scams and report 1, it's a ton of money. I can tell you in this district, in my district, in the Western District of North Carolina, it is hundreds of millions of dollars alone, just there. I mean, you're talking Charlotte, Asheville, the mountains. Like, we're not talking New York City here. It's hundreds of millions of dollars that we got. So.
Russ, thank you for coming today and sharing your wisdom and insights. We hope our listeners really take away lots of information and ideas and preventative measures. You've been wonderful as a guest. Thank you so much.
Well, I've had so much fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, and we'll see you down the road.
Thank you. I hope so.
Thank you. Well,
never know.
That was really good. He's a very strong interviewee.
Oh
my God.
Wonderful.
Great conversation, really smart guy, and he has some reality checks on if you're getting scammed, you may not and probably not be able to ever recover. Okay?
Great.
Great
news.
That's the bottom line. Well, it's about playing heads up.
Yeah.
Okay?
But also knowing that they have caught some people, and when people report, they are more likely to catch them, and he has done amazing work here. It's just, of course, it's something we want to avoid and we want people to be aware of. But it sounds like he's doing pretty phenomenal work. And he also, for someone with such a kind of incredible resume, is kind of hilarious.
He's a great guy. Really, really, really happy and appreciate him coming in.
We just want him to come every week. That's fine.
Well, it would make us look so much better.
I know. It would give us so much more credibility.
Oh, my God. We are like so credible now.
Yeah.
And I asked him,
absolutely,
do I get a get out of jail free card?
You did ask him,
U.S. Well, I have something from the sheriff here in Orange County. So I have a little thing.
Do you have one of the coins?
I have one coin and another to give to somebody.
I would like to be clear. I don't think you can just do crimes and then just give people the coin.
No.
I don't think so.
Well,
I just want to make sure that you are aware of what the boundaries are.
Well, I think Russ and I are new best friends.
Well, right. I mean, according to you, yes.
He did want my address, so I'm a little concerned.
Oh, okay. Are you worried?
I'm a little worried.
Yeah, he seems
so I
like
gave him your address.
Oh, good. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Just saying, if Russ or his people knock on your door, just tell them you do speak English.
Right.
Okay, and show them your citizenship
Certainly.
cards.
No, I know.
Okay, and you've never done a crime.
No.
And say Judy Miller doesn't live here. Really.
But it will give me a good opportunity to give him your address. Yeah,
although
absolutely.
Digitally he could find it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I think he already knows where you live. To be fair.
Yeah.
But I just want to say that that I think we're all gonna continue to follow the law regardless of whether we know Russ.
I'm a lawyer. I'm still a member of the bar. I'm sworn. Okay, to actually help enforce it. By not doing anything to unenforce it.
That makes me feel safe.
Well, and the people of Florida where I'm licensed know that
you're just out there.
I'm there, and I'm not who you should hire as an attorney. I am so out of practice, but I'm licensed. Okay, I'm not really taking new cases.
But apparently you're helping to enforce the law in some way.
That's what I do.
That's
what I do.
It's hard for me to see that when that's happening, but I'm glad it is.
And you should rest assured and sleep better at night.
Okay, wow, I feel so relieved.
So listen, we want to thank you all for joining us today. Check into our website to buy a mug, okay? We're not going to belabor it.
We would never.
We would never belabor that it's our one swag, and we'd like to have a piece of us with you in your home so you feel connected.
Yeah.
And if not, we still love you because we appreciate you tuning in.
Even just listening is enough. Yeah.
Listening, watching, laughing with us. And hopefully you're learning something and we're inspiring you, to live a better life and take better care of yourself and your family, particularly about elder scams. We do not want anybody to be scammed. And so go to our website, all the information about Russ and all our guests will be on our website. You'll have no problem finding everything you want and all the lessons.
And even stuff you don't want.
Totally. Exactly. That's very good. That was good.
Oh,
that was really good.
Oh, thank you.
There's my silent laugh again.
Yep, there.
Really, I would not want to be a comic where I'm in the room, laughing.
No
You
feedback.
just smile. You don't laugh. You look like you're coming apart inside.
Yeah.
But there's no laughter coming.
Well, that's my general state, is I'm coming apart inside. Yeah, that's good. It's good.
Well, keep it together.
Right.
At least till we get out of this episode.
At least like one more minute. Yeah.
Okay. We're very grateful for you joining us. And we will see you next time, and we will see you down the road. Thank you. We appreciate you joining us here at Not Ready for the Farm as we navigate the journey of aging. Please like and subscribe and visit our website at notreadyforthefarm.com. Find us wherever you stream your podcasts.